Yo, what's up, James? I just realized I need to cough. Oh my gosh. Oh, ads. Yo, what's up? How's your day going so far? I saw your what I'm assuming is fusion. Your fusion part that you made in the project's very cool looking. Man, whenever you have like a nice assembly going in any CAD program, um it makes you feel really accomplished. I want to dig up my older designs now. Hell, I need to dig up my 3D printer. It's a pain, but it's so cool. Honestly, the hardest part about designing things for me is like I got very used to just, rapid prototyping. I'm not a mechanical engineer. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's valid. It's awesome. Yeah, it is awesome, right? And the hardest part about me wasn't like trying to figure out how to make it. Like at a certain point, I got very comfortable with Fusion. It was I never learned how to do the complex surfaces stuff, but I never really needed to. Uh, it was just tolerances, man. Like, okay, cool, we're gonna 3D print it. Well, guess what? It's like 0.001 off in diameter, and now our screw won't thread through it or stuff like that. It's the prototyping, yeah. And like half the time you're not wrong. You're yeah, half the time you're not wrong. It's your 3D printer because like, oh, I didn't level the bed or something. Or I have to use one of the crap for me, a lot of the time is, oh, I have to use one of the crappy printers that is like highly inaccurate. Otherwise I have to wait a day to use one of the nicer ones. It's just yeah. Fusion was setting off my origin by 1 millimeter. Evil. Actually evil. Thank you, internet. Sorry, yeah, my internet went out, but that's evil. Icky gross. Oh man. My apartment sucks. only in that regard. Oh, this is very it's good music, but I'm not sure that's the vibe tonight. Let's change that. Dude, this website makes me baby rage. You know what? This music isn't bad. So we'll stick with it. We'll stick with it unless you guys don't like it, but it's different. Yeah, getting used to Fusion's quirks is always. Then again, I never got used to. I started with Fusion. I started with SolidWorks, but immediately went to Fusion and enjoyed it a lot more. But that's just me baby raging. Anyways, hello everybody. Hope you're doing well. It's currently 7:30 p.m. Central Time. We are back after a 2-day break. I actually had time to stream yesterday, but I decided to do homework, and that was a good choice because I spent all of today doing homework, and so You know, if I didn't do homework yesterday, I wouldn't have had time. So, but yeah, without any further ado, let's get into warm up here. Dude, I made the buttons and I don't press the right buttons. It's so goofy. Anyways, okay, let's get started. Oh yeah, what are we using to warm up? Where's my warm up pin? Oh yeah, we're doing the 0.4 millimeter. I know it's probably not the goodness. Why's my mic doing that? I know it's probably not the right mentality, but I don't know. I like when I warm up with a 0.4 millimeter, my brain gets tricked into thinking I have to be super precise. That may not be true, but at least I tell myself it is. And hey, I've had some pretty decent line work, so. And plus, I bought these Sharpie pins for like $2, so there's like $1 each. Maybe a little bit over that, so. I could have probably bought a stapler for the same price. Yeah, we have a set. Okay, this music's a bit too much. I was trying to stick with it. It's just not for this. Just switched up back to Colo. You play too much Colo. I don't care. Give me my Colo. We back. Yep. You know, whenever my internet goes out, it's only down for maybe like 30 seconds. So if I randomly disappear, it's only like check back in 30 seconds. Unless I message in chat that we're dead, and then I am dead. If I message in chat, then it's probably really bad. But yeah, we've entered Hell Week 1 of 2. Basically, from now until probably November 14th, it's going to be absolutely awful. It was Shadow Kavel. But it'll get better. Hopefully. I know it will, for a fact. In fact, it'll get crazy better. But in the meantime, it'll take some work. It'll take some triage. What is it? I was thinking about like, oof. Oh, until December 14th. Wow. Sorry to hear. That's a long period of it being nuts. One thing that has changed over college for me, though, is the initial years of college, I've never trusted my ability. Ever. I've always, like, saw myself as fallible, and I will mess up. And I still do. Like, I'm still fallible. But this is the first semester where I've had a lot more confidence in myself. Wedding, concert, 2 projects, midterms, homeworks, quizzes, the works. Oh, goodness. Well, I wish you the best of luck. And some rest in the middle there. Because, yeah, that's a lot. Thank you. We got this. Heck yeah. Maybe not me, but you got this. But yeah, I was never confident in myself at all, and that's what contributed to a lot of my anxiety about schools. Because, like, well, how can you know if you're not confident in yourself, then how could you trust yourself? And in a way, it's productive, right? That's the insidious part of anxiety. Is in some ways anxieties prime us to prepare, right? That's the point of anxiety. The biological reasoning is if we have anxiety, it urges us to do the thing, right? Like we have anxiety about walking at the forest at night, rightfully so, because a wolf could come attack us or whatever. And so in the same way, preparing for exams, anxiety primes us to prepare for it by studying. Just very easily that can get out of control. But I've seen, I don't know what switch flipped in my brain. Maybe it was the result of burnout or an actual realization of my efforts, but that even if I don't study a ton, or maybe it was also because like I've studied way more than I should have and have seen it fail. So my brain has like found that that's not correlated, which I doubt. My brain's not that smart. I've had a lot more trust in myself, and it's helped me. Sure, when it comes down to the wire, I do get quite stressed, but definitely not so much as the past. In fact, I'm pretty c'est la vie this semester, and I've been making some noteworthy grades, like decent compared to the past. But also this semester, I've had very different classes. And, you know, my knee-jerk reaction to any confidence is to stuff it down. Be like, no, confidence is a killer. It's gross, bad. It'll prime me to make bad decisions. But I think confidence is a virtue, and I'm just scared of hubris or ego. Egotism, I guess I should say. Because I feel like being confident and failing hurts a lot more than expecting it in the first place. Or maybe there's an alternative to either being purely confident or purely unconfident, which is confident in your ability, but not necessarily the outcome. Which I think that's the best option. To know that you can do the best, and historically, or you can do your best, and historically your best has been sufficient. And when it hasn't, then you'll march forward all the same. It's a romantic take for sure. But I mean, who doesn't romanticize their lives to the point of making like exams and jobs and things like that easier? I mean, hell, we have the whole like thing that Uncomfortable talks about a ton, where people treat their journey of learning art like an anime, which can be like very counterproductive, because they then like assign all this baggage and stress to the notion of improving and leveling up and such, which gamify it all you want. There comes a point where, you know, rubber meets the road. And those kind of sentimentalities either have to be dropped or, yeah. Not saying that's like, you shouldn't. That's a bad thing. No, just like, be reasonable. I align. I mean, this is not exactly Uncomfy's message. This is more so mine. What's up, Bear? I'm rambling about art philosophy. Or not even that, but just... I guess it's philosophy. It's my opinions. How's your day going so far? Takes my response. Oh shoot. Wait, guys, have I told you the physics? Okay, I'm going to say 18 plus. Okay, it's not that bad, but I'm going to say this. And I just need you guys to stick with me for a second. Okay, it's not a hear me out, but it's like a just please stay with me. Okay, did I guys tell you guys about the time I sent the word porn to my physics teacher? This is related. Please bear with me. But it is a story in of its own. I think I've told this story on stream. Not okay. I'm not saying no. So, okay. Yeah. Okay. So it is the start of COVID. I am in high school. And so we have online physics class. And so as every student in COVID did, on one monitor, on one side of my screen, I don't know if I had two monitors then, I had my school's like Zoom call, And on the other side of the screen, I had Discord because I was talking with my friends. And for a while, this is, you have to believe me, okay? I'm not weird. Oh, I'm weird, but like not that weird. As like a response to people, I would just put the word porn. And because like it's funny, because like if you're having a normal conversation and it's like instead of saying, oh, okay, or something like that, I just sent that. Cool. Okay. The scene is set up. I'm talking to one of my friends while also on Zoom. It's the middle of the class, and my friend sends something. I'm like, oh, it would be funny if I responded to my friend by saying the word porn. Oh my God, this is horrible timing. I'm dropping. What's up, random guy? Oh my God, this is horrible timing. Out of context, this is awful. Oh my goodness. You guys can infer the rest of the story of what happened. It was the most embarrassing thing I did in high school, though. That was just, oh my God, I legit like passed out. Like I was so embarrassed by it that I went into my room and got in my bed and had like a stress nap for three hours. Okay, good to hear. Good, yeah. I was saying poor. Uh, nice save. But yeah, that was like so embarrassing. Thankfully, I was really good friends with this professor, or not like I was friend or teacher. His high school teachers. Like I knew him. He was a coach. He was cool. And so I talked to him about it. And like senior year, because I had him again, he brought up the joke. He brought up that and told everybody about it. And I was like laughing. Like I was embarrassed as hell, but we could both laugh from it. So who cares, right? At the end, like nothing's real, guys. Don't take things too seriously. That's the moral of the story. We're all humans. We're all silly. How's your day going so far, random guy? Used to suck your thumb, not my thumb. That'd be weird. Your thumb until 8th grade. Valid. Have any weird habits when I was in 8th grade? I was just a nerd. I was a really weird kid. Like, your mom told the teacher and she told the. Oh, okay, that's evil. That is. Oh, yeah, wow. Man, you got ops. That's. Stopped. I mean, yeah, that's a effective way. Just, geez, man. Is your mom's plan? No, yeah, that's an effective plan. I would personally say a bit of an evil one, but starting at separate areas just to like establish the degree I want. That's not typically a great idea for me because like this range of degrees, I suck at shifting. Like let's say this is 650 degrees and this is 90. Like 70 to 80 degree range, I cannot differentiate in my head. Or no, full on like 70 to 90 or 70 to 89 degrees. You'll be back in an hour? Gotcha. We'll probably still be streaming around that time, maybe near the end of the stream. Thank you for stopping by. some decent control tonight. Not too driving. Gotcha. My mom gave a yearbook I wrote my crushes to another mother. Oh, I love that. See you, random guy. Have a good one. That is awesome. Did I have any stuff like that? That's such a pivotal like childhood experience. Writing your crushes down or stuff like that, or like sending notes. Like what the hell? Do kids nowadays, do kids still like send notes in class like that? Oh yeah, no, I could totally understand. Oh yeah, story time. More story time, guys. Yay, lots of story time tonight. I told this in the Discord, but I was picking up. I'm gonna flex real quick. Oh, is your diary not a yearbook? Or do you just use the yearbook as a diary? Anyways, I got the full box set of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Wait, okay. I thought Neil Gaiman wrote this. I was like, what? Yeah, Douglas Adams. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So I got that today. I was coming back to my apartment, and I have to take I don't have to take the elevator. I'm just lazy, and I took the elevator. And like this dude rushes in last second. He's like bouncing up and down in the elevator, like leaning back and forth. Like kind of weird, like weird vibes. He's the floor. He gets off the floor right before me. Like whatever. I like really, I'm side eyeing him a little bit because this dude is like will not stop moving. It was kind of stressing me out, but I'm like whatever. I was just like looking at the elevator screen, and out of my side of my eye, I feel like he's looking at me, and so I turn to look at him, and like without stopping, he just looks me up and down, like no expression on his face, still like kind of bouncing up and down. And then looks, and like this was like solid like 3 seconds of him doing, like he knew that I knew. He was giving me like he was looking at my shoes, looking at my shirt. What? Leave me alone. And then he got off at his floor. He never made eye contact with me. And yeah, but like it was so like scanning me, like head up, head down. He could have looked forward. And like here's the door and here's both of us, right? So he could have just been looking that way. He had a scooter with him, and his scooter was pointed in that direction. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, whatever. I didn't feel unsafe. I always meet a swath of characters. Yeah, today's just been an awkward day because like there's been some other stuff that popped up. But a story I can tell is right before stream, I like to open my window. Wait, that's so true. I mean, okay, he's much taller than me, and I guess I don't have the friendliest vibe about me, so that's true. Shoot, I didn't even look at it from that perspective. I feel bad now. Maybe he was like trying to scare, like defensive scare me. He was like 6'1". Much taller than me. Not saying that's like you aren't allowed to be scared if you're over 6 foot in a male, but like I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, I like to open my window before stream, and I open it up, even though it's complete dark outside. And then there's a dude naked, and like if you look out my window and look across the complex, there's a dude with his light on, and he's just naked. He was like, I guess, getting out of the shower. I instantly closed that. Like, you do you, but man, what the hell? I don't know. Full of characters, I guess. I don't know. And it's crazy because we have like this whole complex. The bathrooms are separate rooms. Like, well, you can still like walk around your room naked, but like there's a window. Stop it. Because I was looking, because usually I'm the only light, like window with a light on, where the blinds aren't all the way closed. So just a reminder, everybody. As long as your window's open, it doesn't matter what. Someone could accidentally. That makes me sound like a creep. Someone's watching. No. I saw like it's a little device you attach to your wall and it just has a motor in it that spins and opens and closes your blinds for you. I'm kind of into that. I'm so concerned in my own room and I don't even face anyone. That's valid. Actually, my old apartment, no one lived in the building across from me. I was never naked. I was never naked with my window open. I'm not saying that, but like, I always had my blinds open, except for at night because the street lamps would pour into my room, so I had blackout curtains. But it was very nice because like then I could just see the sunset and not have to worry about like anybody. Like I'm watching the sunset and to someone else it looks like I'm peering directly into the room. I would like to say that I don't care about a view in a window, but I do. That's very important to me. Doesn't have to be a city skyline, but I want some trees, you know. If I'm on the nth floor, like the not the first floor. Why is it doing that? It's not supposed to do that. Um, excuse me. Okay. Very decent line work today. Not too shabby. So, as you guys know, it is time. 2 minutes of ads, all that good stuff. 2 minutes of ads. Then we're gonna come back, continue working on the intersections assignment. This is the fourth stream of intersections, third, fourth. So we're gonna do some intersections. Maybe finish today, maybe not. Who cares? I'm having fun. And then I'm thinking this Friday we do a 50% Friday. It may be too late, but I still want to work on it. The werewolf gravel. We'll see if I do that on stream though. Yeah. So, anyways, be right back. I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird. Ads are still going. Dang it. See, even I don't like ads. We strategically place them so people do not have to suffer. Or I try, but people still do. Ads suck. Dang. Sorry, I'm going through the art in the Drawbox Discord right now. Dang. Alva Lion's cracked. Alpha Line's seen a lot of improvement. Dude, I wish so much. I get especially freaking antsy, I guess, when school gets rough. Because like I'm looking for escape. And when I look for escape, guess what's there? Drawing, and it's looking me right in the face. I want to draw, man. I want to have dude, drawing for 3 hours a day. Maybe that's no, yeah. I could probably get with that. TikTok is mine. I've I've done better by not doing YouTube or TikTok as much in the past weeks. My biggest vice though is watching or like listening to poke streams while I do things. So like while I'm cooking breakfast, while I'm doing laundry. And I think it's not terrible, but I should leave parts of my life open to like think, right? To be alone with my own thoughts rather than having like Vinny's oh my god, what's his most recent stream? No, I'm Not Human, which is great. There's another one that I've been Lemmy Knows. Man, Lemmy Knows new 2-hour video. Dude. I will say it. Lemmy Knows a huge inspiration for the visuals that I've done for the lesson 2 videos, and I say the lesson 2 videos, it's technically all the videos, just yeah. I think too fast. Well, that's a great exercise for mindfulness. Help us slow down, stop stressing too much, or at least slow down. Mindfulness is tough. But want to know what's even more tough than actually, no, I'm not sure if intersections is more difficult than, I was trying to do a segue, but I don't think intersections are, okay, that's the wrong button. Fat fingers. I don't think one's more difficult than the other. So, or that they're comparable. Let's get to it. So yeah, this is, we're continuing our form intersections. I gotta say, I'm very proud of this so far. Pretty great line work. We only have one intersection here. That's gonna get a bit messy. That's okay. We shall survive. You know what? Okay, I'm gonna wait for my internet to come back. Because who am I talking to? I'm not talking to anybody. Yikes. Okay, come on. There we go. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I was thinking, what if I call my apartment and I'm like, hey, my internet keeps going out. Do better. And they're like, oh, we don't have any proof of this. What if I have like a service on my computer that logs internet traffic, and whenever it goes down, like I could just do like my personal website. I can make it ping my person, or like ping Google. Yeah, right. Ping Google, and then whenever it doesn't, get a packet, it marks it as down, right? And then if they're ever like, oh, well, we don't have any record of your internet going out, I'll be like, I do. Oh, we can't trust your record. Then I explode. Oof, this is going to be a tough intersection. Why did I do that? Kavel? Actually, no, it's just planes. Plane on plane intersections, get out of here. It's the circle on cylinder side intersections. Those are tough. Okay, so let's continue doing these. Also, here's some fun math. Whenever I was creating the form intersection tool, the Kavel tool thing, that is still in my brain. It still exists. In fact, I feel like I could finish it. Like I stopped because I didn't have the technical know-how to do things, but now I think I do. Anyways, it's been that long. The maximum amount of intersections that can happen on a page is I did it with graph theory. Basically, how I represented every intersection was with graphs. So each form represents a node, and if I did object-oriented bounding boxes. What's the OBBB stand for? Anyways, bounding boxes for each one, and then if it intersects, we create a link between those two nodes, and every link between two nodes represents an intersection. And so, if one form can intersect every other form, then that's n-1 possible intersections for each one. But then you have to account for that it doesn't go, it's Oh my god, what is it? I took this last semester. It's an undirected graph, right? Because, yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna keep ranting about this. No one cares. It is 9 p.m. Do you have to go, Jimothy? Let's see. How do I want to do this? Oh. I would like it so I didn't have to draw any intersection line in this. So let's focus on this cone to plane. Maybe. Well, remember, sleep is very important, and if I'm contributing, I'll ban you. No, I'm kidding. Either I have a meeting or I am going no screens. Okay, cool. I'm going. Jims, you're the one who inspired me to buy books. To replace my screen for sleeping. So you gotta carry that torch. Carry that. You have to carry that weight. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. I didn't realize, because like all my life I've heard so many times, don't do screens before bed, which is real. And like the main thing that's stopping my good sleep is because of streams like that. Nope. Too bad you've set an example. It's Jover. So what is a cone? A cone can be simplified to infinitely many ellipses, or in this case, or in 3D space, circles of decreasing radii, right? Each of those are planes. I was told not to do screens. It messes with my nightmares. Maybe that would get rid of my my school nightmares as well. Actually, I haven't even tried that, so maybe I should do that. But hey, no screens is good. Like generally, like everyone agrees, it's not really a contentious topic. Maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, so now the infinitely many ellipses thing, or ellipses on a 2D page, but in 3D space, infinitely many circles, which are still ellipses, but you know, I'm gonna make a distinction. Tracing on the surface doesn't really matter because we're going up and around the cone, so this is still going to be a circular contour. Now we have to decide where. High school nightmare. No. I think if I just do this, like the corner, so that means we're going to have an ellipse or something on this plane. Which would mean would go in like this, and then with the rest of this. High school nightmares suck. Okay, I'm gonna make a distinction. Nightmares for me are like what, knife wielding scary monster, and bad dreams are like high school. I feel like, because like when I tell people I have nightmares, it sounds very intense, but typically, like most of my bad dreams are just like. I was telling my parents about this the other day. Like my mom insisting that I'm fat. I don't know. I recently had a bad dream where my mom was like, "Hey, Kev," because my mom calls me by my YouTube name. Have you been eating more? I'm like, no. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, I don't know, you're just, I don't know. Like, when was I'm just concerned about your health. And I'm like, what the hell? And like, I called my mom the next day. I was like, hey, I had a dream about you and dad calling me fat. And she was like, what the hell? I had a dino nightmare 2 nights ago. Just watched Jurassic World today. So I think I can, like, if we intersect right here, I can do a small. That's assuming that this plane is, so yeah. Oh, okay, here's a cool little thing I just realized. Because this plane is not coplanar, or not coplanar, these planes, this plane right here and this plane, aren't parallel. They intersect like over here somewhere, right? Because they aren't like that, no contour that I draw to represent the intersection between this plane and the cone will be on the same plane as this or the same plane as this. Or no, it will be on this plane. So sorry, it won't be a contour that has the same minor axis as this. They ditched me and drove off. It was hilarious when I told them, though. I feel like you could solo a kaiju. Dude, I know Godzilla, like, is... Actually, I don't know Godzilla lore. I just know, like, hey, I'm gonna destroy everything. It's like an allegory for, like, nuclear stuff, I think. I don't know, I can't remember. But, like, it's just cool. Like, I don't want it to exist, but part of me wants it to exist, because, like, that's cool. Cool. I'm still stressing about this. So yeah, we know that the contour ellipse of this plane and the cone will not have a minor axis like this. And we know it'll probably be more like this. Oh yeah, remember. Okay, I need to figure out what this is, because if we extended this plane, this is the same thing I was theorizing yesterday. If we extended this plane and drew an ellipse, would that be one that fit on here? No, because the slice of this wouldn't be circular. It would still be ovular, though. It just wouldn't be an ellipse. I would gladly die to a Godzilla Saw. No, actually change it. The radioactive laser beam. I would prefer neither, but if I had to choose one, I would definitely choose the laser beam. I think that's pretty cool. So this plane, this one, pretty easy. We're gonna have a like slice that's feels coplanar to this, right? And it's gonna be a little line right here. We have a longer line if we move the intersection lower. But now what will this look like, right? So if like this plane to cone intersection, I have a feeling it'll go like this. Because what's happening, like right here, not the minor axis, but a line kind of adjacent to it, that is like the closest line to us, the viewer. And so any other line that we draw over here is going to be descending. Like the line goes up, 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 down, 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 down. That's where the gradient is, visually to us. So in that up, 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 down, 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 that's how I think of it. Like, no joke. That's what's happening in my brain. So once we get like right here, the line's not going to be curling. It's not going to be going like this. It's going to be going like this. Or like we're going to be going up, up. And then once we hit that point, we're going to be going down. We're hitting that highest point. And now, since we're going to be running along this plane, we won't be curving exactly like that. But let's say, yeah, we intersect right here. I didn't want to go into this because I want less of a chance of a tangent line or just getting cluttered. But if this plane intersected the cone, the wall started right here. It's going to slowly transform into a line that could exist on the plane, methinks. In fact, I'm ready to go for it. That's the thing that stresses me about. It's heuristic. A lot of this is heuristic. I don't know the math yet or the technical know-how to give much basis for these things that I'm doing. I kind of just have to say, yep, that makes sense to me. Oh, look at that tangent line. Dang it, frick. We'll be lurking, though. Gotcha. That is totally fine. There is a... Oh, you're heading... Oh, wait. Ooh. Okay, cool. Have a good one, James. Bye-bye. Enjoy your night. And I wish I curved that a bit more. But this is totally cool, random guy. In fact, like, I encourage it. Go do your thing. Enjoy your night. I'm a streamer meant to be put on the background. Okay, so... Somehow got a perfect tangent line right there. I don't even know what to call it. Perfect intersection. I didn't mean to do that, but it happens. Now we're going to go over here. Remember, it's not going to share this minor axis. It's going to feel tempting to do that. We're going to go like this. Oh, it's Day here. You're from India. Oh, shout out. Huge. $8 a.m. Holy moly. Up bright and early. Heck yeah. There we go. Back from playing badminton. Oh, heck yeah. I have never played. In fact, I'm going to Google a picture of it because I want to make sure I'm thinking about the right sport. Because badminton is not as popular where I live. Badminton. Dang it, man. There we go. We're back. Sorry about that. Okay, now let's focus on the intersection between this cylinder and this box. You're fine, you're fine. My internet went out. That was my bad. My internet goes out a lot because my apartment sucks. So yeah, let's focus on the intersection between this box and this cylinder. We're gonna have this similar. I need to find a better heuristic other than up, 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 down, 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 right? But to me, the viewer of this 3D scene, the closest point on the cylinder is going to be pretty close to this minor axis. So for most of the intersection, let's see, if we put the intersection down here and make it go up, what's going to happen? Well, we're going to go, it's going to be a part of an ovular form that's going to exist like this. Yeah, I can see it now. I have to like cross my eyes, but I can see it. So what I'm thinking right now, and I'm talking this much because I'm also documenting like my thought process for future Kavel who has to make a video about this, is I'm using my apologies. I'm using my intuition that I've built through lots of practice, specifically exercises where I draw forms on top of each other. Is this important to learn though? So this is an application of the fundamentals, right? And I can't be the one to tell you if there are things that are or aren't important to learn. This has been a lot of practice, right? But I'll tell you this, right? If you study the fundamentals, you will have a much easier time drawing whatever you want. Because when you study the fundamentals, you basically get the building blocks, like the Legos, to make anything, right? But the caveat is it requires a lot of patience, a lot of practice, and a lot of experimentation, which is totally doable. Anyone can do it. Anyone can become an artist. That is a fact. And you don't need to study the fundamentals to do that. You can do it heuristically, which means more so just seeing things and then attempting to approximate them. I've seen many artists who have never opened up an art textbook, people I aspire to, who have done it through YouTube tutorials and like learning 1 point, 2 point perspective. Now, what we are learning in this is how to put objects in a scene that feel like they're real and like tangible and interacting with each other, right? This is especially helpful if we draw things like anatomy, where we have a lot of these organic forms melding, right? Like if we draw the arm, there's a muscle here and there's a muscle here. How do they interact, right? How do they sit on top of each other? How do they intersect? So the first thing of this assignment is how can we put things in space where they don't feel like too big, too small? How do we practice that? And the second part is the intersection. So if we had to draw a line highlighting where two objects intersect, where would they be? So yeah, and that's, once again, this is an application of the fundamentals, right? And you'll see me get stuck, be like, I don't know how to draw this line, and then we start coming up with theories and like, oh, maybe it's like this, maybe it's like that, and we try it. Maybe we'll take out another piece of paper and experiment with that, try to find cases where it doesn't work or it does. All of this is part of something called Drawbox. I'm not sponsored. It's completely free. You can do this and you can learn this for free. I need to practice that first. Patience is extremely, extremely helpful. One thing, advice that I would give any newer artist. I'm a newer artist, by the way. I've only been drawing for like 2 years. So take with what I say with a grain of salt. But art isn't only about making pretty pictures. Making pretty pictures is cool. Everyone wants to draw manga, and really good looking manga, or to express themselves. I'm a person who wants to express myself. Relatively new. I'd consider myself because there's people who've been drawing for like 10 or 20, right? I'm a baby, an infant. Yeah, I may be a toddler. I may be an art toddler. But yeah, like you don't. Once you learn to like be okay with the ugly things, and to have fun making those ugly things, or not even have fun, but just to accept them for what they are, you don't have to like it. No, you never have to like a drawing that you make. But if you can find the joy in making those, sure, you may not like the outcome, but man, it was fun to make it. That's the secret. 4 months of free time and you can spend about 3 hours a day. That's awesome. And I think picking up art with all that free time is a great idea. Don't worry about optimizing your time. Like, you have free time, that's great. Do art. Make stuff that you like. Like you mentioned that you wanted to work on a manga, right? Start drawing it, right? Start making test versions. Sure, it may not be as pretty as like Frieren or JoJo or stuff, right? But you'll get there, and it's very important that you try right now and experiment with those ideas. So, like I was saying earlier, intuition. I built up my intuition to be able to somewhat confidently draw things on top of planes, right? Like flat 2D structures on top of planes to squash and stretch them. And so instead of looking at this, I'm more so focused at looking at this plane and drawing an intersection on this plane that just so happens to describe the surface of the ellipse, right? And I'm tracing a full intersection of this plane. So we'd go up. And oh wait, Uncomfortable also said we should draw through the intersections. I forgot about that. So this. There we go. I've drawn at least for 500 days. More than that, but I don't stream every day that I draw. And so the steady hand just comes from doing that a lot, right? It's not really a secret, just ghosting. So I hover and make a bunch of, get my muscle memory in there. And I commit to a line. And using a fine liner or a brush pen or something like that, ink that I can't erase or undo and has one value. I can't make it brighter or darker, and I can't change the line thickness. That forces me to be very economical with my lines. I have to be very purposeful with them. Looking at it from this angle to help me. You started digital art? Heck yeah. So no paper? True. But you can still practice good technique and good penmanship. Despite not having those. In fact, uncomfortable makes a bold claim, which I agree with. that traditional art is, I think, more effective. Please, digital. I'm not trying to like scare you off. But Uncomfortable does claim that if you want to, learn art in that sense, traditional is more effective or the most effective. I can't remember what he says. Take with what I say with a grain of salt. But I think, just getting to drawing, like starting right, is so important. It's more important than any of the inane stuff that I have to say. Eek, that was not a confident line. Taking everything with a grain of salt is life. True. Okay, let's do the intersection. I'm holding off. I guess we should address the intersection between... Actually, no, they intersect here. Look at that. Oh my god. I didn't even notice that I did. Oh no. This intersects here. And this intersects over here. So what is this gap in between this gap? Between these intersections. Man, that line was super wobbly. I'm disappointed. I should have changed the angle. The hardest part, though, is like sometimes I have to draw it from an angle because I can only see something at an angle. Anyways. Okay, that is where this form exists on top and this form exists on top. So we have to decide. Oh, there's not a single point. I was like, oh, there's a single point of intersection. No, this whole line. This is infinitely many points of intersection on this plane. So, like a guaranteed intersection, I guess, between the cylinder and the cone is right here. That's where an intersection starts, right? Because both of their contour lines intersecting with this plane end at the same point. So there's a point right here where both of these start. Now what's happening? Well, the cone is down, 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 down. It's getting away, right? I'm sorry, I sound weird when I do that, but that's what I like hear in my brain. It's going down, 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 right? Meanwhile, the cone or the cylinder, wow, the cylinder is just going kind of straight, kind of pointing up and out at us, because this degree is larger, so it's aiming down a little bit. And in my no, because these are relatively, yeah, whatever. We can treat it as parallel to the cone, just for the sake of simplicity. But yeah, if this is going down, 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 yet they have to intersect right here. Then we could just do a line like this. But what makes this intersection of their silhouettes important? Should we draw the line to there? No. It's like, why shouldn't I end it right here? Gotcha. Because this continues in while this one starts curving back. My brain is trying to tell me that this one is higher than the cone, the cylinder is higher than the cone, and so they don't intersect. But that's factually false because their contour lines are intersecting right here. So, in fact, it could be like this. Where we have this stretched little intersection right here between these two. Will we see that on top though? No, because the cone isn't above that. The cone happens like down here. So would only be in like seeing the side of it. I'm okay with that. It's complicated, but I can survive. We complicated it more by making a bunch of accidental intersections to that one point, so we just ought to be careful with how we actually, and we can do the form overlaps here just to highlight who is in front and who is not. I'm debating doing that because it could be very poor. It could turn out poorly, I guess I should say. There we go. That's all I'm doing. No more. Be super conservative with the line weight. I'm doing that, just swiping it away. No more. Okay, that's all we're gonna do because that's all the forms right there. Like this could possibly intersect and have a bunch more craziness. So we're gonna hold off. We're gonna do the intersection between this pyramid and this plane on top of the box now. And I'm just gonna start saying planes because boxes are just 6 planes, right? No need to treat it any more than it is. So let's be fancy. We'll add an intersection right here on the edge. What's going to happen? Well, these 2 planes are going to merge. And I'm going to look at it this way to help me. So this box is leaning towards us and the pyramid's kind of going up and away. I'm going to look at this plane of the pyramid. And so, and this intersection could technically exist in here, I guess. Let's think. Yeah, it could just be cut like this. And then what would happen? If it's just sliced right here. I don't know, I feel like they're both kind of leaning out, like they wouldn't intersect that way though. My proposed one is intersecting right here, down here. And then making it go up. Oof, that's rough. Looking at it this way kind of helps me. Because it's like, how is this plane dipping into this? That's how I feel relationship is. So let's say it goes right here. Then it gets its steepest. It could get its steepest. It doesn't have to go to the tip. It can just go like right here. And then just has to make sense for... Oh my god, looking at it that way hurts my brain. Oh, I was about to draw on the underside, but no, we're going to be drawing on this plane right here. So if we went intersected right here, we'd end it right there. Or something or the other. Gosh, this assignment makes my brain hurt. I've seen some students do this assignment with a red pen for the intersections, and man, those look good. Those are cool looking. I'm gonna be lame and just do this, but I can appreciate those. What if the intersection was like this? Would that be possible? That means just the tip of this. Mostly, and also, yeah, I have to be careful because if it's just... Like if it's scraping like this, then does it make sense for it to do this? Regardless, first postulate, they are overlapping on the page. This is a fact. What is a postulate? I don't know. And it is a fact that these are overlapping, at least 2D overlapping on the page. Cool. We can establish that. That's good to know. Does that mean they have to be overlapping in 3D space? No. Or intersecting in 3D space? No. It can just be on top of it. Or maybe the box can be in the foreground instead. But the moment I place a dot anywhere on the overlapping section, a intersection will be formed. I can't put a dot up here because it won't be intersecting up there. It'll never have an intersection line up there. Intersection lines can only happen on the 2D overlap, is a rule I'm making. I'm not sure if it's true, but I can get behind it. If I place 2 dots, that establishes a plane of intersection, or at least a line. Oh, goodness. Why? And that line can not be a plane yet, because we don't know which way to... So 3 dots give us a plane. It is, yeah. Or it's hurting my brain, and sorry to hear it's hurting your brain. But hey, I think that's the natural response. Like, I feel like a normal person. That shows you're of sound mind and body. If this is confusing. So, we need 2 points to establish a plane or a line. Could it be any in here? I think so. And so I think we just ought to commit and deal with the consequences. If I go here, start in the middle, I can get behind that. So let's do here, here. How does that affect the rest of the... Now that kind of gives me a vibe like this. I think I can get behind that. We're going to do a liney line right here. That's going to just be a wrist motion. Oh, I choked. And then from there, it's just going to span like this. See, this is pointing down and in, though. What emote is that? I like that. Wait, no, where's my YouTube? There it is. Oh, that looks completely different on stream, or on my thing, than that. Is that a puffer? It looks like it, or maybe a flower. Oh, goodness. No way is that right. 4 concurrent viewers on YouTube? Well, hello, 4 concurrent viewers. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry, I have to lean over like quite far to get to, like, I have my desk right here and then my computer desk with like my keyboard and everything's over there. My apologies. Well, hello, 4 people. Hope you're doing well. Let's continue. So this is pointing down, which means this plane is angled. It's still going to be down, so we know. Let's see, if it's like this, then this will take precedence. Oh man, I don't want to think about the intersection between the sphere and the pyramid, but we'll deal as we go along. Why is my brain wanting to stretch this? I think this is just an intuition type beat. Because right now it's simple, right? We have 2 planes and you know, they're intersecting on this line. Cool, easy, right? But now we have a line that ought to follow from it. That still has to behave on the surface. And like, why doesn't it go like this? Why doesn't it go like that? Right? Like, what makes a correct intersection line between this and this that also obeys the relationship that, because these two planes of the pyramid have a relationship in 3D space. And so if I put an incorrect line here, it may be correct for this plane, but then it nullifies this line because it broke some rule between these two, if that makes sense. Like for a pyramid, let's suppose that this is a 45 degree from the horizontal, right? Each part of the pyramid is 45 degrees. This is just a guess. I don't know. I'm not smart enough for this. I see it. I feel like my heart's in the right place. I think we're just going to continue on with it. I think my intuition is somewhere correct. I'm also trying to avoid tangent lines. That's the thing about Drawbox. Sometimes you just got to keep moving, and that's the best you can do. Let's do that line. What if I was evil and I was like, yes, if you can't do this, you'll never be a good artist. Nah. That would be evil if that was true, right? Everyone spends their lives trying to accomplish this assignment. Ay, ay, ay. I should have. Why didn't I draw the line from down here? That'd kill my dreams. To date. Alrighty. So now we can use a little bit of intuition. This pyramid intersects this box at this line, right? And this sphere intersects this box at this line. So we can kind of infer how close the sphere and the pyramid are to each other, because we can say generally, let's say the equator of the ellipse is around here. That means it's going to be going further away. Or if I was a stubborn person, I would say, I'll prove you wrong. Heck yeah. Huh. So we know that these are relatively close to each other. To quote Nujibis, everyone's close. Oh, what was the bar? I can't remember. Something smells like chicken noodle soup. Maybe it's me. I don't know. Okay. This plane. This is weird. Maybe my brain is chicken noodle soup. That's what it feels like after this assignment. So if this plane intersects this, we'll be seeing, oh man, it's going to be a very small degree, almost to a point that, like, let's see, if it's intersecting right here, which is further away, and right here, which is closer to us, then it's going to be bending towards us. Because we can, oh, and this is the nice part, is we have a great circle to describe this. If we looked at this from another angle and projected it, I guess. Oh, I spat on the paper. Good job, Kavel. Man, that upsets me. I'll Photoshop it out or something. Anyways, oh, sorry. Oh, wow. We got a new bot on Twitch. Interesting. It added, I think, another bot. Or something. It also got censored. So, like, nice try. That didn't work. Anyways, yeah, bots are so much prevalent on Twitch than YouTube. It's a bit strange. I thought I did this wrong for a second. I was about to freak out. You're gonna watch it climbing right here. It's gonna climb. And remember, this is gonna be a great circle of sorts. So the line we draw here, once again, this is the rule. It has to feel like it's on the surface of the sphere. And this is, when it comes to spheres and planes, I don't know, doing a great circle and then just making sure it fits nicely on the, like thinking about the great circle first before thinking about it feeling like it should be on the plane. I don't know, that's easier for me. Dropping down, need to do some chores. Okay, have a good one. Thank you for stopping by and best of luck. Alrighty. And like we said, this should be a small degree. I guess this won't be a great circle, as we talked about here. Yeah, because great circle is maximum radius, right? I had it, and now I lost it. No, that's not correct, but it's gonna have to do. Nice. That's the interior one. Okay, let's highlight these because I think we're at the point where we can safely. Okay, I need to reinforce that line right there, but we're gonna pause. Because I don't want to smear. And I feel like my posture is all messed up. Would it be easier? I don't want to smear it this way, but yeah, it would be easier to do that line like that. Nice. That feels relatively okay. This would have been much better of an angle to draw it out. Look at that. And let's see, we're going to be drawing this full one, right? Yeah. Because it's going to stop right there because that's where the cone takes over. We have like a three-way intersection. It's very tough. I have to like squint my eyes. This is so hard. I would reinforce it with a third line, but we're gonna still stay away from that. It's a bit too much. I feel like I'm gonna need a brain break for these streams. Okay. We're gonna do this line. And just only part of it, I guess. No, no, not all the way over there. Only to that. It didn't do too much, but I'm gonna leave it. We've learned our lesson from trying to correct things with more ink. More ink does not solve these issues. We don't really need to highlight this too much, so I'm not going to. This is a bit trippy, but the pyramid... Oh, yeah. We're intersecting the plane here, and then we lift off. And so that's why this intersection doesn't touch this intersection. It makes sense, I promise. Cool. Okay, let's focus on a new intersection now, preferably one that won't make my brain hurt as much. Let's do the cylinder sphere intersection, probably one of the hardest that you can do, in my opinion. Let's play this game. So this is moving kind of up and away from us, not totally because it's not vanishing a lot, but it is moving far away. If we let it intersect the sphere, then we know it's approximately the same distance from the camera, from the viewer, as is the box, right? Because the box intersects right here. So if it intersects right there, it's practically the same level as the box. And that's okay. I would prefer it to be further away, but we're trying to experiment with intersections here. So let's continue. So how do we do a tube to sphere intersection? Let's look at the gradients. The gradient of this is kind of going up, 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 right? What? Oh, it's the crow that makes that noise, right? Up, 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 up. Up, 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 up. I like that. Sorry. Okay, my bad. I was like, what? Dude, I'm a loser. Holy. Okay. So yeah, up, 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 like that. And the circle, we're gonna have a great circle. Is it called great circle? I need to Google that again. Let's see. Great circle is the largest possible. Okay, so no. Oh, it's just called a small circle. That's lame. It's called a small circle? That feels like a misnomer, because a small circle can still be big. Bro. I guess. Whatever. Okay, well, we're going to have a small circle. I hate that, because it just sounds like I'm describing the circle. Which I feel like... I ever since I watched... Not Guptill. He's on heavy YouTube. He's from like the 1940s. 1920s. Oh my god, I can't remember him. Bear sent a video about human and animal anatomy from him. Vilpoo. There we go, Vilpoo. No. I'm thinking, sorry, wow, I'm getting all of it. Matese, Michael Matese's Force. Which I swore it was Matesi, but I heard a dude say Matese, so I'm going with that. A lot of forces like describe, like the lunging leg, right? The pushing arm. And so I like doing that. It helps me get a better mental model of what I'm drawing, but I can't say small circle. So we're just going to say circle. Which is also a misnomer because it's ellipse on a 2D page. Wow, I'm a nerd. So, let's say we intersect right here. What's going to happen? I've locked it in. The ink's on the page. No backsies. Well, that's only saying a point. We haven't said how big or how small it is. Because if it's really big, it's going to go like, right? In fact, it could be like this. It could be in front. It could be like this. We could have, oh yeah. No, because it would still have to fit on this surface, and something like that, it would have to be pushed back, because it's going back, right? If we did an ellipse around that contour point. So yeah, it's any ellipse that goes through this point, which is infinitely many. We haven't restricted it all because circles, small circles, do not have to have their center in the center of the ellipse of the sphere, which is a circle, the 90-degree ellipse. So this doesn't reduce it by much. It's less than the infinitely many that could have been from the other. Is that even like, huh? That's weird, because like, yeah, it's still infinitely many. But if you include the circle in the middle, it's all of these and more. So it's still more than that infinity. Whatever. I never learned that section of math. Or maybe I was supposed to in discrete math, but I barely got through that class. So, let's see, if we say it ends right here, that's okay because it doesn't intersect with the box, so we're safe. Thank God I didn't let those intersect. Thank God I wasn't that crazy. That was crazy once. So if we did this, which kind of feels natural and good. And yeah, it gets flat up here, right? The closer we get up here, the more flat it gets. So we're going to get flat, 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 flat. And it's going to start traversing instead. Because as we go up on the page, we're going deeper into space to go around the sphere, right? Because this is the closest point of the sphere to us. So as we go here, we're going back, 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 back. That's the gradient. Industrial Mata, what's up? Holy moly. It's been a bit of a quiet chat tonight, and then we had none other than the Mata up here. What's up? And yeah, this is definitely the industrial society and its consequences right here. This is holy moly. I learned holy moly was like a thing used. I think I talked about this. A thing used in like Valorant speak, the Valorant dialect, and I don't respect myself that much anymore. Hydrate on it. How is your morning going so far, Mr. Mata? Congrats on the school, on your school starting, your art school starting. Very excited. And you said it's online, so that's very awesome. Is it digital, or do you have to, I am tweaking. Is it all digital, or will you have traditional stuff? Kind of like New Masters. I'm tweaking about this, man. This is making me lose it. All digital, heck yeah. It's concept art. Ooh. And yeah, is this like an art school that's online, or is it like once again? Cool. That should have curved more. Frick. Yep, sorry, my internet went out. It's been doing that. Embarrassing. I was just curved more. I shouldn't have done such a thick dot there, though, because it makes my line work look a little bit whack. Yeah, frick. I messed it up. Whatever. I was off of it for... oh, off for a bit on my line, or like, yeah, my internet. It's bad. It's very crap. My bad. Then we could do the through line right there. This around, and then I can see that. I think we're gonna call it here for the night. It's a good long stream. Mata scared me off. But cool, man. I'm super excited for you. That's gonna be some fun stuff. If you can, I'm not sure if you're gonna be allowed to. I don't know how the rules for those things work. Please share your stuff in the Discord. I'm very excited. Cool. We're gonna wrap it up here, everybody. Some good hard work. I'm very happy with how this is turning out so far. We have to do this 3 more times. Your work for the school, the art school, the concept design, baby, baby. Cool. Well, yep. We're gonna wrap it up here, everybody. Thank you very much for joining, everybody. Thank you, Mata, Random Guy, Jims, and Bear. Yeah. Sorry, I'm cutting off here, Mata. I have some work to do. School's kind of beating my butt right now, but. Yeah, once again, thank you all. We're going to be having a relatively normal schedule this week, except I may switch it to the 8:30 p.m. stream, so we'll be streaming an hour later, because I want to torture myself. But yeah, so once again, thank you all for joining, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.